Hi, hello, all good? Sabah hai, namaste, assalamu alaikum. The topic of this video is here. What do Indian undergraduate student at Texas Tech University think about Lubbock food? Before I will start the main interview, I will sit here. I am a big foodie. Seriously, look at it. When I came here, I found that food here is totally different from what I had back in India. Yeah, again location change. When I first arrived here, I struggled with food little bit. I believe that food is the essential part of your life. As a student, I personally feel that having good food on campus plays a significant role in your emotional life, physical life, maintaining good grades, and I also believe that this thing also directly improve your productivity. Back in India, me and my family did not eat much fast food. After coming to USA, I have had so much fast food. Basically, I gained 8 to 9 kilos weight. Yeah, it's not good, but I did it. I am a vegetarian. I am a hardcore vegetarian. If I ever eat non-vegetarian, my family will kill me. Not literally, but there are some chances. Many students here from India or any other country, they are vegan or they are vegetarian. Is it literally difficult to survive on campus with all these dietary preferences? Like you are vegetarian or if you are vegan, is it literally difficult? Thinking about all of this got me into a deep thought and overthinking and made me question everything about food. Then when I decided to take the interview from my seniors, from my batchmates, from my friends, let's start the interview. How would you describe your overall food experience at Texas Tech University in Lubbock?
I would say my food experience here has been okay. I'm a vegetarian, so I eat a vegetarian diet, so there is not many vegetarian options here on campus.
Relate to you.
Exactly, but otherwise, the food options here are okay and.
So, like here at Texas Tech, it's like quite average because I am vegetarian and there's nothing cooked vegetarian food available in Texas Tech. And then, except like in overall Lubbock, there are a few Indian restaurants which serve great food. Other than that, there are a few like restaurants like Subway which do have like vegetarian options and they are quite good. But yeah, overall, I would say average.
My overall food experience in Lubbock is quite different from my Indian spices, and overall, it's quite different in taste, and I don't like it actually. But still, it's very different and in cuisines.
It's a beautiful view. What has been the most challenging part of adapting to the food here?
I think most challenging part is because there's less vegetarian options on campus. You're vegetarian, so you
Totally
can.
agree with you.
Exactly. So there's not many vegetarian options, so we have to, sometimes there is no vegetarian options. We either eat salad or fruits, and that usually is not enough for dinner or lunch. So, but otherwise, I'm also because the food here lacks some nutrients, so I'm trying to take different kinds of supplements just so I can give myself enough nutrition. I'm usually taking vitamin C supplements. Just because I think some foods lack vitamin C here. And so that is why, and because a lot of the food here is quite unhealthy, oily, does not taste good, poor quality. So I usually try to take those kind of supplements so I don't have to face.
It would be probably eating same thing because there are only limited vegetarian options available. But other than that, it would be like the type of food available here. Like most of the things have bread and things like that.
Adapting the food is quite difficult for me because the Indian spices are very spicy in taste, and it has a lot of. But here, it's like salads and burritos and quesadillas, so it's quite challenging adapting. But I will, in time.
How different is the food here compared what you ate in India?
I think Indian food here is very different as compared to what we eat in India. Even though they sound the same, they're not very authentic and they're not, very tasty. They're not spicy enough, and even if they're spicy, they're not the right kind of spice they want. And I think a lot of the Indian restaurants here don't even have Indian chefs; they have the American chefs here, so they don't really know exactly that stuff. So they don't really know how to cook Indian food, and so a lot of the time, sometimes the food gets too spicy. Sometimes the food does not have spice at all. So I think Indian food in India is way better.
In India, the vegetarian food is cooked. Yeah, everything here is raw, so I just hate that. It's cooked, it has spices, it has some taste.
We have different types of food. So like dal, rice, roti, and many more. I can't take all the names like biryani and all that. And it all has Indian spices, so full of flavors and exciting. But comparing here, they have food like burritos, salads, subs, wraps, and eating all that is quite difficult all over the time. It feels like my stomach is not full at all. So adapting the food over here by time, I can get over it, but still I'm trying to adapt it.
What is your favorite food option at Texas Tech University?
My favorite Indian food here is chana masala.
Yeah.
Definitely, you cannot compare that to the Indian chana
Yeah,
masala.
obviously.
But as compared to others, I feel like chana masala is better.
Yeah.
Here, and in non-Indian food, I would say falafel. There's this dish called falafel that's there at the Commons.
Okay.
They serve some very good falafel.
So at Texas Tech University, it is black bean burger because it has a cooked black bean patty. I just loved burger in India. There are veg options, and I have a veg option in burger here, so it just feels very great. Outside Texas Tech University, other than Indian restaurants, I would say Veggie Delight with veggie patty, which is from Subway. It has like a veggie patty in a Subway, so yeah, it's good.
In Texas Tech, in sub, I love Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Is it vegetarian or non-vegetarian?
It's non-vegetarian.
they have vegetarian?
Yeah, they have vegetarian, but only in fries option.
Okay.
So in Sam's place, I love quesadillas and burritos, of course. Outside Texas Tech, I would prefer Subway and Canes. Mostly Canes because Canes is good in taste.
If you are vegetarian here, do you find it difficult to manage here?
It is difficult to be vegetarian here. So daily, usually sometimes salad, sometimes maybe fried okra at the Commons, or maybe falafel, or maybe just fruits, or sometimes literally cookies, which is definitely unhealthy and not good for health. But because of less vegetarian options, sometimes chips.
It's not like too difficult because if you wake up early in the morning, then I live in Stengeldom, so there are quite good veg options like potato burrito without eggs. You can do that. There are also mini market where you have different type of sandwiches. There is a bao and all that. So it's not that it's impossible, but yeah, it is difficult.
If I would be a vegetarian, then it's difficult to survive over here.
Yeah.
Because vegetarian options, as you know, is very limited over here.
And they are
And if I am to non-vegetarian, so I don't find it difficult to manage. But still, I follow, like in morning, I take salad after my first lecture. Salads or burritos. Then in afternoon I try to take some protein, but it's not possible for me. So I eat Chick-fil-A or go to a Stangle Market, buy a sub. And at night I try to take light, but still I feel very hungry and like so same like Chick-fil-A or pizzas or something like, or sometimes Canes outside the campus.
In the conclusion, I just want to say you that if you are vegetarian, it might be difficult for you to adapt the food options here. There are not a lot of food options here. I personally interviewed both type of people, veg or non-veg. They both have their different kind of opinion about Texas Tech University food. Vegetarian find it harder to find their suitable food option, but it is manageable. Many times you have to eat only one or two options. After a time you will get bored of it. For the non-vegetarian people, here a lot of meal. You can find it anywhere on campus. I noticed that if you are eating any vegetarian option or if you are eating some healthy option like smoothies or protein bar, it is little bit expensive here. But for the unhealthy option, it's not that expensive here. In the India, I used to have a lot of spices. That's why I will say that it is average. Otherwise, I will say that it is okay. But for me, I love that Indian spices, I love that taste, I can't get over from it. And I personally also think that TTU does not offer variety in healthy vegetarian option. In the end, my call to action for the hospitality department is they can add more cuisines like Indian, Japanese, Chinese. Students come here to study from around the globe. So I personally think so it's their responsibility to add some spices, to add some meal. Hospitality department also add some vegan, vegetarian option. They can also add some healthy option for the student. I personally think so this project is meaningful for vegan people, for the vegetarian student around the globe. TTU hospitality department should consider this. Bye bye. Thanks for watching this video. Be like Batman and smile like Daredevil.